This evening on CTV, we take a closer look at yoga in the trees with Baylee Lakey. Then we'll examine the changes coming to U+2 in Fort Collins with Kay Bennet. Sports anchors Brett Kennedy and Olivia Landis will break down your week in CSU sports, starting now. Welcome CSU and Fort Collins. This is your Wednesday news show. I'm Kay Bennet.
And I'm Baylee Lakey. Thank you for joining us this evening. Phi Kappa Tau on 201 East Elizabeth is causing quite the stir with their use of the Confederate flag in the window of their fraternity household. Students have been complaining about the flag, stating its offensive history and inappropriate use is counterproductive to the diversity CSU is trying to obtain. The flag has since been taken down. We want you to sound off on Twitter using the hashtag Confederate flag at CSU. Let us know how you feel about the use of the symbol in Fort Collins.
According to the Collegian, CSU is ready to double down on the amount of zip cars available to students on campus. Zip car gives students at CSU an alternative mode of transportation around Fort Collins. All you need to rent a zip car is a valid driver's license and the ability to pass a background check. Insurance and gas costs is provided by Zipcar as long as you have a membership with them. The demand for the cars has been rising, and so CSU is willing to invest in the program.
Yoga classes are usually taught in the rec center. However, RAM events took a new twist on the activity. Take a look.
It's made it really difficult. What you end up with is the situation where you have three people living in a four.
Just have a little fun with it. Yoga can be very serious or it can be just really fun. With the warm September temperatures, CSU students were able to experience yoga in a unique way.
Really fun, and I love introducing people to yoga in a totally different way than the kind of American traditional ways. So I think it was really fun. This is my first class teaching outside, so I got to learn, and hopefully the students learned.
Along with it being a new experience for all who attended, it was also a great way for students to escape hectic college life.
Self-care, I think. It's easy to get caught up in like all the stressors that college life brings and stuff, so it's kind of just like a little bit of time for yourself and like for you to reflect on whatever you got going on.
Yoga is a way to not only work out, but to also find your balance spiritually, mentally, and physically.
I think that yoga has the potential to transform the way that people deal with their emotions and how they approach the world around them. Yoga is all about being connected not only with yourself but also with the world around you. So I think that it gives people an opportunity to find a different driver.
CSU students can easily get caught up in day-to-day college life. Yoga in the trees was a good outlet to find theirs in. This was the first outdoor yoga class hosted by RAM Events. Be on the lookout for more events to come.
And good news for marijuana smokers in Colorado. September 16th will have suspended taxes on marijuana sales. The Coloradoan is reporting this. This is because of loopholes in Colorado's marijuana tax laws. Officials are stating that it could cost the state $3 to $4 million, but saving purchasers around $20 on a mid-grade ounce purchase. Colorado voters will decide to keep current tax laws this November.
Fort Collins Councilman Ray Martinez has stated that the $3.9 million Old Town Square renovation is 3 weeks behind schedule due to the weather. The renovation began in March and will hopefully end in October. A new fireplace, a renovated water fountain, and new interactive water features are just some of the amenities students can expect in October.
ASCSU is working on changing the U+2 Law in Fort Collins. Here's what students had to say about the law.
It's made it really difficult. What you end up with is the situation where you have three people living in a four-bedroom house all paying more rent than they should probably really be paying.
I am very against U+2. I think that if you're going to live near a college campus in a college town, you should probably be prepared to deal with living around homes that have people from different families and college students living together in those homes. It doesn't matter if there's 3 or 4 people living in a house. If they want to invite 150 kids over, 150 kids are going to show up.
It's silly that, if you live in a house with 4 bedrooms, that it's against the law and you're going to get fined and kicked out if you put 4 people in it, and especially when the you know, the price of rent it reflects that there's 4 bedrooms. So if you put only 3 people, you can't afford it. I had a friend who was kicked out of his house because of U+2. He was given like 30 days to move out, and that's like a huge pain mid-semester.
I just think it's the most stupid rule in Fort Collins because I live in a house that has 4 rooms, but if only 3 people can live there, it's like, what am I supposed to do with the other room?
It seems very restrictive, and I don't necessarily agree with it. I'm a PhD candidate, and I teach, and I also work full-time. And for me, I cannot live in Fort Collins because it's just too expensive to live.
Living in houses that are students in Fort Collins are going beyond this rule anyway, so I don't think it's really helping the community. If you have more people outside of the U+2 rule, you can divvy it up more so it's cheaper.
I don't know about you, Baylee, but I've lived off campus for the last 2 years, so I haven't experienced it yet. What about you?
No, I still live on campus.
You
so.
still live on campus?
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll see what ASCSU has planned for us this year.
When we return from the short break, Madison Sloan will be giving you the total rundown on weather this week. Stay tuned.
The Ramskeller offers a traditional pub menu, 20 beers on tap, and even fresh-to-order pizza coming soon. Stop by Sweet Sensations for a delicious bakery item, espresso, or any other coffee needs you may have.
Hi, welcome to Aspen Grill.
Aspen Grill is a student-operated restaurant located in the University Club. The food court features a number of different restaurants to satisfy your needs between classes. Oh, hey there, Rams. Today is a great day to play in the LSC. So let's take a look at our ballrooms, theater, and art galleries. The LSC ballrooms, which are the busiest venue in northern Colorado, have been recently renovated. The Laurie Student Center Theater can be transformed to feature films, concerts, lectures, entertainment, and banquets. And last but not least, the Kerfman Gallery provides a showcase for the creations of local and student artists.
Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. I'm Madison Sloan with your weather update. Let's take a look at current conditions right now. It's about 76 degrees outside with 0 cloud cover and a wind 5 miles per hour from the northeast, which will start cooling us off down into low. So let's take a look at that evening planner. Alrighty, so at 8 p.m. we're going to have partly cloudy skies with 73 degrees. As we move into 10 p.m., clear skies with a nice 63. Let's take a look at those evening lows all over Colorado. Alrighty, looking up at Fort Collins, we're at a nice 51 for a low today down the I-25 corridor, 54 hitting a 52 in Colorado Springs. As we move across the western slope, 55 in Grand Junction, and down until you're right about 41 degrees. Let's look at those highs tomorrow. Alrighty, 84 up in Fort Collins, staying at 84 in Denver, going down to an 82, a little bit cooler in Colorado Springs. Once again, as we move across this western slope, Grand Junction will be hitting an 87 with lower temperatures down in Gunnison and Telluride. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at planning your Thursday. So at 8 a.m. tomorrow, it's going to be mostly cloudy, but don't forget to pack those sunglasses because around noon, we're going to hit 75 degrees with partly cloudy, but all the way to clear skies and 82 at 4 p.m. later that evening. Alrighty, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. On Wednesday, we're going to stay, or Thursday, we're going to stay at that 84. Friday and Saturday, we're going to have nice temperatures around 72 and 82. It'll be really sunny and really nice on Saturday, and the Rams play Minnesota, so go ahead and head to that game. Up next is Olivia and Brett with sports.
Having one of those days where you need to just get out of your head and chill out? If that's the case, head to the Laurie Student Center and relax. One of the best spots to relax in the LSC is outside the food court on the plinth lawn. Don't forget to stop by the Ramhead Fountain. The Level 100 Commons is the perfect spot. Lounge by the flat screen TVs or enjoy one of the gaming chairs to escape the daily grind. You can always relax in the LSC. Today we will review one of the most convenient services the Laurie Student Center has to offer: shopping. The CSU bookstore boasts an unparalleled selection of CSU apparel and gifts. It also supplies students with textbooks as well as a number of office and school supplies for your every need. Another LSC shopping option lies in the Transit Center area. Snack food, beverages, personal care items, and school supplies. Cam's Lobby Shop is your go-to stop and shop.
Back CSU and Fort Collins. Welcome to CTV Sports Fast 5. I'm Brett Kennedy.
And I'm Olivia Landis. The Colorado State volleyball team bounced back from its recent loss to Arizona State after sweeping the University of Northern Colorado last night in Moby Arena. The now number 14 ranked Rams defeated the Bears in 3 swift sets. earning their 5th win of the season and their 4th sweep. Senior Adriana Colbert earned a spot in CSU history as she produced her 2nd triple-double of the season. She became the first Ram to earn 2 3-set triple-doubles and posted 10 kills, 13 assists, and 11 digs in the match. Let's take a look at what Colbert had to say about her performance.
I just try and do the best I can with what I need to do for the team, I guess, and it works out.
Brett, Dree Colbert has really taken the role as team captain, and the Rams are really going to need it as they take on Texas and Texas A&M this coming week.
It's going to be a huge week for these Rams, and Dree Colbert's leadership is going to be very much appreciated. She's kind of taken over the role Kelsey Snyder and Deidre Foss had last year. She's getting a lot of triple doubles, and it's nice to see if she can keep that going. This team will be able to follow her leadership, and it'll be on to great things.
Absolutely, and I also do think that this is a huge redemption game for the Rams since they did lose to Texas in the Sweet 16 just last year.
I cannot wait for that game. That is going to be huge.
Well, a big congratulations to Dree for her earned honor. Colbert wasn't the only star of the show in last night's game, however. The CSU volleyball team recently adopted a young player named Sarah Robinson, the 10-year-old girl who was welcomed this past spring through the Friends of Jacelyn Foundation. Robinson, who is battling a brain tumor, made her debut in Moby Arena last night. She was honored on the court during the announcement of the starting lineup. Seniors Adriana Colbert and Jamie Calese had nothing but wonderful things to say about the young girl.
It was awesome. She was so excited. It was amazing. Just like to see her light up is incredible. It's an incredible feeling.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's awesome to see her just loving every second of it, because that way you know that we really do have an impact on her. So.
For all of us at CTV, we will continue to root for Sarah in her battle.
The Colorado State Rams football team got their season off to a bang this past Saturday. The Rams blew out Savannah State 65-13. 65 points was the most scored in school history on opening day and the 3rd most at home all time. The ball was spread around on offense as 8 different players scored touchdowns. Redshirt sophomore quarterback Nick Stevens won Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week, completing 20 of 28 passes, throwing for 289 yards, and throwing 5 touchdowns against Savannah State. The Rams defense also came alive in the game, forcing 2 turnovers and collecting 7 sacks, including 3 by defensive tackle Martavius Foster. Coach Mike Bobo and his team won't have it so easy this week as Big Ten opponent Minnesota visits Hughes Stadium this Saturday. Liv, what is your key for the game to win, for the Rams to win this game, and what's your predicted score?
Well, Brett, Minnesota, a Big Ten school, that's absolutely huge for the Rams. I do think that since Minnesota is so big on running, I think that the Rams are really going to have a lot of stress on the defense. So the defense is really going to have to hold their end. But I also think that Nick Stevens is really going to have to hold his accuracy, and I think he's going to have to hit his targets since he has so many, and Rashard Higgins is coming back to play this game.
So what do you think the score is going to be?
I do think that the predicted score, I think Minnesota is going to take this one, 21-17.
My score is, I think no one really gives CSU a chance in this game. I have CSU winning 26-20. I really think Nick Stevens, if he can continue the success, Rashard Higgins is banged up, Kevon Cartwright is banged up, but I do think that Colorado State offense does have enough weapons for Nick Stevens to move the ball down the field, and he's pretty confident from the last game, so it'll be interesting to watch how he can play against this tough Minnesota defense.
And it's going to be an exciting weekend, especially with great weather.
I cannot wait. The Colorado State soccer team was in a tournament in Moraga, California this past weekend. The Rams fell to St. Mary's 1-0 in the first game on Friday and also lost to UC Irvine 1-0 in the second game on Sunday. CSU's next game will be at home at the Lagoon against Northwestern this Friday.
When we return, we'll have our exclusive interview with Cassie, Maack, and our comedy show producer and one of the writers for the show.
Having one of those days where you need to just get out of your head and chill out? If that's the case, head to the Laurie Student Center and relax. One of the best spots to relax in the LSC is outside the food court on the plinth lawn. Don't forget to stop by the Ramhead Fountain. The Level 100 Commons is the perfect spot. Lounge by the flat screen TVs or enjoy one of the gaming chairs to escape the daily grind. You can always relax in the LSC. Hello, Rams. Rams. My name is Sydney Schulz, and I'll be your official Laurie Student Center tour guide. For our first stop, we arrive at the Campus Information Desk in the land grant wall. As we move through the building, we enter the east to west corridor, featuring beautiful natural lighting and open architectural design. This is Sydney signing out from your home away from home and Laurie Student Center.
Good evening and welcome back. I'm Brynn Carman, and thank you for joining us in this exclusive interview with our comedy show producer, Cassie Maack, and comedy writer, Sean Kennedy. Thank you so much for being on tonight. So, Cassie, what inspired you to kind of create this show?
Well, I'm a double major in theater and journalism, so kind of being from both those fields, and then I volunteered at CTV some last year, and I was like, this is a really good platform to actually have some comedy and actually intentionally make some scripts that are funny, and I know a bunch of people who can do that and a bunch of actors who are more than capable.
Wonderful. And what do you kind of expect to see from this show? What are your goals?
I don't really have a lot of goals. To get it out every month, to have everyone collaborate. I'm combining both departments, journalism and theater, completely different skills, but they work really, really well together. So to have them work as writers, as actors, as artists is really cool.
Sure. And Sean, you're a writer for the show, correct? So tell me a little bit about your roles.
Well, I first got involved with the show in summer when, with the summer news team with the Collegian, Cassie was talking about the idea for a sketch show. And that's something I've always sort of held quite interest in, since there's not really an avenue for that. Traditionally in college, there's not like an opportunity to be like, hey, you like being kind of silly and goofy in general, let's be productive with that. So once I heard about the opportunity, I jumped on it. I auditioned as an actor originally. Surprisingly, Cassie let me on, and then she said I could write too. So I'm just really excited to contribute to the project.
Wonderful. And can you tell me a little bit about some of the sketches you guys have filmed so far?
We have filmed one that is entitled Environmentalists Anonymous. So it's these group of people who are environmental science majors, and they sit in a circle and go around and admit environmentally unfriendly things they did. And the guy who leads the group is very interesting, just yells at everybody who, whatever they do.
Wow.
And it's really funny. A lot of it, that one was improv, a lot of it.
How many students were involved in that improv?
That one, I want to say about 8
Okay.
off the top of my head.
Very cool. And so the title is Sauce, sort of sketchy. So how did you kind of come up with that?
We sat down at our first writing meeting, and I was like, okay guys, let's slam out this title because it's been an issue since the idea came up. And we threw out a lot of different things, a lot of things that would never work. And one writer came up and he's like, something sketchy. What is something sketchy? We're like, we like that. And so we bounced around with that idea and landed on sauce.
I love it. So creative. Now, obviously, this is a funny show. It's a comedy show. Is this comedy going to just reflect CSU students, or do you think others in the community will kind of laugh at it, hopefully?
I think a lot of people will laugh at it, hopefully. It's not totally CSU specific. We do have like random CSU specific jokes that'll probably be thrown in just because all the writers are CSU students, but other than that, it's really more general to a bigger audience.
Well, and it's more general too because it's not just specifically journalism students involved, it is theater students. So how do you think why do you think they wanted to be a part of this, the theater students, so much?
I think they do. There are some on the show who specifically, like their dream is to be on Saturday Night Live and to go to UCB Theater and Second City Theater, and they have so much experience with improv, and a lot of them hold a lot of interest in film, which isn't offered here. So combining the technical knowledge of journalism and the knowledge of performing from theater.
Sure. And it hopes to be up and running by the end of the month, is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Very cool. And how often do you hope to have this show?
Monthly. So we'll have, I think, 4 episodes this month.
Very cool. Any sort of theme that will progress show to show, or is it going to be kind of different every time?
Very different, very random, on-campus interviews.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it so much. I think it's going to be a really cool way to engage students and to just bring something different to CTV. Cool. So thank you so much for both being on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We're so excited to see what happens.
So that is all the time we have tonight, but be sure and check out thecollegian.com for all of our content and watch tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Good night, everyone.